The music of Michel LeGrand. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Dan Allen Levine here, coming to you from beautiful Vermont on a 39-degree day. It was actually, we had a little snow this morning, and I think tomorrow it's supposed to be up around 80. So that's what we have around here. Hope you're all doing well, and I'm happy to play for you today the music of Michel LeGrand. I was very fortunate to be able to meet Michel LeGrand and actually work with him when I arranged and produced Leslie Uggams' album. We did the music, the songs of Marilyn and Alan Bergman, many of which were written by Michel LeGrand. So I conferred with him, and it was a fun time. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to play you a song that he wrote, that Michel LeGrand wrote, and this had lyrics by Marilyn and Alan Bergman. It was written for the movie Best Friends back in the 1980s, starring Goldie Hawn and Burt Reynolds, you may recall. It was kind of a good movie. I liked it a lot. It was a fun movie. It got into some conflict, but the music was really nice. And here is the title theme from that movie, written by Michel LeGrand, called How Do You Keep the Music Playing? So the second song I'm going to play for you was actually a song that Michel LeGrand wrote for the. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but if you haven't, it's a classic. There aren't that many movies that are, I guess, cult favorites like Cinema Paradiso, which I love, but The Umbrellas of Cherbourg is definitely one to keep an eye on to watch. The whole movie was sung. It was like a pop opera. It was beautiful, just beautiful, and the music that Michel Legrand wrote for that movie was just it was stellar. It was I just thought it was magnificent, really. He had a follow up movie. It was French, all in French. Don't get the dubbed version. Get the subtitles because the dubbed version is awful. I think there is a dubbed version where they sing in English. But what I would recommend is also checking out the other movie I just mentioned, Cinema Paradiso, another one with beautiful music, not by Michel Legrand, but just really, really gorgeous. Michel Legrand wrote another movie musical after The Umbrellas of Cherbourg called The Young Ladies of Rochefort. The Umbrellas of Cherbourg had Catherine Deneuve. The Young Ladies of Rochefort also had Catherine Deneuve, but also had George Chakiris, who played Bernardo in the movie of West Side Story. The music is beautiful from that movie as well, although the movie never really caught on in the same way that The Umbrellas of Cherbourg did. Anyway, this is from The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Great. The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. It's called I Will Wait for You. I Will Wait for You from the Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Here's a song that actually was written for a movie called The Happy Ending with Jane Simmons and John Forsythe, who was in, I don't know if you remember him, he was in Charlie's, I think he was on Charlie's Angels. I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, was it Charlie's Angels? No, it might have been. Well, he was on Bachelor Father back in the 50s. That shows my age. It was written for that movie. It was nominated for an Academy Award. The name of the song is What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life? It lost out in the 1970 Academy Awards to Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, written by Burt Bacharach. This is an interesting story for me anyway. When I was producing Leslie Uggams and directing her in the studio, one of the songs that we did was What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life? The music was by Michel LeGrand, but the lyrics were written by Marilyn and Alan Bergman. And they wrote some of the best Hollywood lyrics and a lot of songs. They wrote a lot of Frank Sinatra and Barbra Streisand's music. Leslie was trying to sing the bridge of What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life? And it was just a little too high for her. And she was having a little trouble getting to that point. So I had a brainstorm. I said, maybe we can get Michel LeGrand, who wrote it, the legendary Michel LeGrand, to sing it. So Leslie I gave me the contact information for Alan Bergman, Marilyn and Alan Bergman, and I actually called them and spoke to Alan Bergman, told him I was doing Leslie's album, and he gave me Michel Legrand's cell phone number. And I called Michel Legrand in Paris. I said, this is Dan Levine. I'm working on producing Leslie Uggams' album, and we're doing your song, What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life? And I was wondering if you'd like to sing on the album, sing the release, the bridge. He said, I would love to do that for you. Hey, all right, let's do it. So he sang on my album. It was fantastic. We sent the track off to Paris with Leslie's voice on it. He went into a studio and sang his portion of it, and then sent the track back to me, and we went into the studio, and it was amazing. Now, he also did a lot of scat things on it, ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-dee-ba-da-ba, and I edited some of that out, and I think he was highly offended by that. So when I called him again, he didn't respond. That's a story. For, well, what can I say? I not that it was bad. I just edited some of it out. Producer's choice. All right. So this is What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life? Here is a song called You Must Remember Spring. This one is also from the Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Love it. Love it. This is how they play it in the Umbrellas of Cherbourg. On My Way to You was a song that uh, Marilyn and Alan Bergman wrote, again with Michel LeGrand, and it was written originally for the singer Maureen McGovern. Barbra Streisand covered it, and it became, I wouldn't call it a hit exactly, but it was on her Lazy Afternoon album. Beautiful, beautiful version. And Maureen McGovern's version was gorgeous as well. And it was on my Leslie Uggams album, and Leslie did a fine job. This is On My Way to You, which is the title track, the title of my Leslie Uggams album. So I hope all of you have a great week ahead, and I will see you the next time, probably next week. Can't guarantee it, but I think I'll be doing one again next Sunday. No idea what I'm going to play yet. No idea whatsoever. I would like you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be fantastic if you would do that. Trying to build it up. It's a slow process, but trying to build it up. Also, a couple of things I would like to tell you about. I am coming out with a new single from my next album, which will be released in 2026. But this single is very special to me. I've written it with Susan Shabeta is a lyric. This is going to be a vocal. My last smooth jazz album had no vocals on it, but this one is a very beautiful lyric written by Susan Shabeta, who is going to be, in my opinion, a huge lyricist in the field, and featuring an absolutely astounding young singer by the name of Samantha May. She is something very, very special, and she too is going to be a very, very big star. I predict that she will be a very big star. So listen for that in June. The song is called Echoes in the Dark. It will be on smoothjazz.com for sure, and I'm sure it's going to be played on any station that plays jazz, smooth jazz music. And maybe it'll cross over, but listen for it. Samantha May. So Dan Allen Levine, Echoes in the Dark, featuring Samantha May. I will see you next week, everybody. Have a fantastic week, and thank